Well, I'm sorry I
going on
woke you
there at
up.
9. No. I was laying there. I go to bed early and watch YouTube,
Oh, yeah?
watch the old school stuff, and I just laid down. And I'm like, yeah, I got to get up and play with these guys.
And this again is just this is the prerequisite to our official launch, and that launch will be on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Daniel, are you gonna be able to make it in time, buddy? I know you work. By the way, I gotta say I'm happy for you, brother, because when I first met you almost 2 years ago, or actually, yeah, it's been. Was it last summer I met you? I think it was right before football season.
Yeah, last summer. It's actually only been a year.
Yeah, so you're going on a year in August, man. You kind of paid your dues a little bit, and he was so scared to death, guys. I remember the first CRN broadcast we did. We announced a football broadcast with Richmond County Raiders, and Mike's like, "Oh my God, how the hell does he talk so fast? I don't know what the hell he's talking about." And da 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 da. And the same thing was with Daniel. Daniel was like, "Dude, how can this guy keep up with the ball? I can't even find the ball on the ground." So yeah. I mean, Daniel has definitely come a long, long way. I disagree with him about the Panthers, but for the Cam Newton story, but got nothing but love and respect for you, though. And I want to continue this subject here before we part ways and get out of here. And this is in regards to sim sports, not just racing. I'm talking about, racing, football, basketball, baseball, golf, tennis, boxing, Munster Jam. By the way, heartbreak today. They've announced that Munster Jam World Finals 22 has been canceled indefinitely in Orlando due to the coronavirus pandemic. So no Munster trucks for anybody that loves Gravedigger and the Bounty Hunter and Maximum Destruction. And I love all sports, guys. So, I mean, that's kind of a disappointment there. So, yeah. And another story. Hey, here's another thing we didn't talk about. And, Brandon, we didn't get to talk about it on Full Throttle because, let's be honest here, Full Throttle is actually a podcast pre-recorded, kind of like what Dale Jr. does with Dirty Mo Media with my friend Matthew Dillner and the people that do their deal. We pre-recorded Full Throttle the other day on Tuesday night, and we aired it for Thursday. But we also found out yesterday that the Indianapolis 500 is the first time ever going to be postponed until August the 23rd, which is like, 3-4 months differential than what before. And for the first time ever, NASCAR and the NTT IndyCar Series are going to race on the same weekend at the same track. And we were talking about that at Charlotte last year at the Roval when we saw the IndyCars practicing before the Cup Series race.
Wow. Well, it's amazing, huh? It takes a pandemic before NASCAR and IndyCar finally decide to hold a doubleheader with each other.
And now the thing is, now here's the thing. Obviously, the Cup Series race will be on the big 2.5-mile super speedway. The IndyCar race will be the GMR Grand Prix, and it will be on the road course. Now, do they race anywhere on the racetrack during that event, or is it pretty much road course inside the big place, right?
They race on the front stretch.
On the front stretch.
On the road course.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, but Mike, that's history making, bud. But it's a shame that it took something like this to make that happen.
Oh, yeah. And I remember how groundbreaking it was. And I was at Charlotte when it happened, when Tony Stewart ran the 500 and landed in the infield in the helicopter and ran Charlotte.
You're talking about when he ran the Indy 500 and then he ran the Coca-Cola 600 the same night.
Same night, same day. And I thought that was pretty amazing.
And let's remember, John Andretti was the first man to ever do it. Godspeed, John Andretti. Yes. And by the way, cancer sucks.
It does. It does.
So my take on this, while we were talking about these upcoming events being postponed and rescheduled and blah, 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 because of this pandemic we're all dealing with, how do we get the millennials, the lost fans I call them, how do we get their butts at a racetrack or in a baseball game or a football game by using simulation sports like we're doing during this downtime?
Well, millennials and Gen Z. I mean, Gen Z isn't really that much into racing these days either. So, yeah, those are the two demographics you have to target. And, one thing I'm a millennial, and I love video games. iRacing is a video game. That's one way that you could probably get that audience because there's a lot of people in this country that use iRacing as a service. There's a lot of people in the country that love racing games. So what NASCAR has right now, and other sports too, but mainly NASCAR and other auto racing leagues, they have the perfect opportunity to tap into an untapped gold mine with this demographic, promote their sport in that fashion, and as a result, get more viewers and more interest when everything returns to normal here in a few weeks. So this, despite the unfortunate circumstance, this is a good opportunity for them here.
Daniel Moore.
Well, I mean, to kind of piggytail off of what Brandon said.
Piggyback.
It is.
Piggytail.
I know. I said piggytail on purpose. I said it on purpose.
Wait a minute. I figured it out.
I'm playing off the joke now. It's done now. It's forever going to be piggytail.
Hang on a minute. So, it's kind of like what happened to me. This is true. Brandon, I don't know if you remember this or not, because you was at Martinsville Speedway, too. I was working pit road at the NASCAR late model race, and I was doing TV interviews, and this is a true story. My buddy out of York, Virginia, or Troy, Virginia. I'm sorry, Troy, Virginia. Tommy Lemons Jr. And I was asking him a question, and I was talking about his successes because he's won the race before at Martinsville, and I it's so loud I couldn't think. I had my headsets on and focused on doing the interviews and whatnot, and the roar of the cars, and I was trying to say, is it a stepping stone using the race at Martinsville to possibly get you a ride to a truck or cup or ARCA deal? And instead, I said, is it a helping stone? And the people at Speed 51 and my colleagues on MAV TV, Short Track America, do not let me live it down. They go around, they have helping stone blocks. We've done the snowball derby. They walked around, they put a helping stone, a rock that says helping stone on the table, and they crucify me over it. So yes, I finally figured it out, though, Daniel. Piggytail instead of piggyback, but I think you got a thing for women with pigtails. Am I right?
Yeah, sure.
Is that your fetish? Is that what it is? All right, Daniel, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. It was
No, you're good. That was good. But to piggyback off of it though, I mean
piggytail.
The thing is, piggytail, right. So I'm finally getting it right, and you're screwing me up.
That's right.
No, but like I said the other day, man, I woke up and it was on, and I just happened to notice that, hey, this is kind of like a video game. And I mean, for me, I guess I'm a millennial too, or I am a millennial, but I guess I'm into play video games. So, I mean, the thing for me was, I guess, just seeing it, I was automatically intrigued just because it wasn't what I was used to seeing, I guess.
And everybody was all excited. Like my boss man, Bob Dillner, was talking about it the other day on our podcast on Unfiltered. And by the way, shameless plug to who else I also work with, Speed 51. Become a subscriber. $9.99 a month, $79.99 a year. All the races, all the podcasts, Unfiltered podcasts, Bull Ring, and more. Speed51.com. Brandon White does Race22.com. I'll let him go ahead. Brandon, do your plug for Race22. Go ahead.
Please be sure to check out race22.com. It's a great website, people.
And I got nothing but love for Langley Austin and Kim. I saw her at Southern National at the Cars Tour event where I saw you at, and we hung out a little bit at the Cars Tour 300 like the week before the world stopped, by the way. Mind you, that was the week before everything just went to a halt the weekend of. And but bottom line here, though, is I feel, Mike, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, you're 50-something years old. Do you get attracted by sim racing or esports or iRacing or R Factor? I mean, how can we get the millennials and these young people to take advantage of going to see the real thing with what's going on today by watching or doing what they're doing because they're encapsulated at home. They can't go outside. As well as the adults. How can we as race fans, avid race fans at that, get these kids, these young millennials, to support sports, not just racing, but sports?
Well, I agree with what the younger guys said. I mean, we got to think outside the box.
Yes.
And that's one thing NASCAR they finally done after many years of of kind of doing the same thing. You do, even though I'm old school, you do have to change it up. You have to attract the generation you're in, and you've got to try new things. I think I will. I spent some time in the simulator at Boyd's, and I suck. So I enjoyed the replay of the '86 Richmond race. So
I need to just take that voice clip and just be like, "I ran a sim race and I sucked." Great promo, Mike.
I provide the entertainment at Boyd's on Friday night with Kenny and Kenneth. My wife can outdrive me in a freaking late model.
Hey, true story. Yeah. I've never sim raced every day of my life. I've always announced them. When I announced them, I quit because they were a bunch of damn crybabies. People, seriously, listen, guys, we work in the real deal. And we got guys that, they tear cars up, and sometimes they shake hands, and they sometimes go and they beat the hell out of one another, But you have a purpose there. I mean, there's a reason to do that. Kind of like Relentless Daniel at hockey when they fight in the ice, I like that. But, sim racing with esports, he put me in the wall in the last lap. I'm going to kick his ass. I'm going to find out where he lives, And then they get in the chat box and they start bickering and fighting. And I was just like, you know what? Hit the damn escape key, reset your net code, and start over. It ain't like you destroyed a $50,000 race car,
Yeah. And then, that's reason to be.
And I just got tired of it.
Track.
I got tired of it. Hey, look, poor Dale Jr., he can't even win in a sim race, okay? The poor guy got bonsai'd on the last lap, last corner, coming to the checkered flag by Denny Hamlin. I mean, I know everybody was going probably on Sunday that watched that of the 933,000 viewers. Go Dale, go Dale!
I know I was.
We suck again.
Kenny.
Hey, he won 26 races. He didn't do that bad.
Kenny Wallace is working hard on getting Junior on some dirt.
Man, I'd love to see Dale Jr. drive a modified. I really would.
Oh my God, I would too. But I watched an episode. Well, when Herman was on with him, Dale said, I'm gonna look like an idiot out there. I'm driving on pavement, but he said, but they about got him talked into it, and I think it'd be phenomenal.
Wouldn't that be cool? And my question is this though, and I'll let all of you guys get in on this, and Daniel, even you, because you liked his daddy. You probably like Dale Jr. You just don't follow the NASCAR anymore that much.
Right.
But if Dale Jr. gets into dirt racing in dirt modifieds, or with Kenny Wallace, who's also another damn good friend of mine, the Herminator. He's crazy. He's a nut. We got to have him on Full Throttle or even Red Clay Life because he can talk about dirt and pavement. Mm-hmm. Would that entice more fans because of Dale Jr. getting back into racing, Daniel? You go first.
I mean, it would definitely make me want to go, see it. I mean, I don't know what price-wise, if the tickets are cheaper or whatever.
Dirt racing's probably about $25 a ticket for a big race.
Yeah, so no matter what sport it is, I mean, that's we covered the Firebirds. If the Firebirds out of the blue signed, even to put it, lower it down to maybe like a big Duke star or a big, NCAA star altogether. Anytime you bring a big name to, I don't want to say a cheaper product, but a lesser known product.
Right.
That's going to drum up some excitement no matter who it is.
Hey, I would just be suffice to say,
if it's somebody.
Yeah, I would be suffice to say, Daniel, if you stay on the Raleigh Firebirds subject, that if they wanted to bring Michael Jordan back from playing basketball out of retirement, and he played for professional basketball in the TBL, the asses would be filled in the stands.
Yeah,
because it's Michael Jordan.
No doubt.
Oh my God, it's Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Oh, somebody dropped their
especially.
Pin. That's what we call a pin drop. Brandon White, what's your take on that subject, brother? Dale Jr. going to dirt mods, not the pin drop.
Well, wherever Dale Jr. goes, the fans tend to go. We've seen that, fans pack Xfinity races, just as watch Dale Jr. run and compete for a win one last time. So who's to say the fans won't flock to a dirt track or a modified or, even